This land that we're on here has been in my family for about 4 generations. I grew up here playing in the woods, growing food, eating food. One of my earliest memories, my grandmother, she'd drive back into the woods with a cassette recorder and record crickets and frogs and wildcats and coyotes, and I would go with her and just loved to be out in the woods. As I got older into my late teen years and early adulthood, I really thought that I wanted to go away because I wanted to live more in a city and do exciting things, and so I kind of did go out and see the world a little bit, but each time I would leave, I would realize that I could not leave this forever. I mean, it's like the dirt here is part of me. And to think that somebody wants to come in and dig it all up to make some profit, I just can't fathom how people who know anything about this area could think that's a good idea.
Alabama and Mississippi are forming a partnership to further study the oil sand resources in the two states.
Governor Bentley and Governor Bryant signed a memorandum of understanding commissioning an assessment of oil sands, which is a sandy mixture found below the surface containing bitumen. After extracting the sand, the bitumen is transformed into refinery-ready crude oil. Known as the Hartselle Sandstone, the underground layer of resources stretches from north central and northwest Alabama into northeastern Mississippi.
All of the property to my left here has been acquired by MS Industries or a company called TMS Nuco, and it's probably going to be the first that they begin to mine to extract the bitumen from the Hartselle Sandstone. Our farm is located across Spring Creek, probably a mile the way the crow flies in that direction, so we have adjoining property boundaries. One of the things they'll have to do is remove the overburden to extract the bitumen. So the overburden is actually the good stuff that we like, the trees and the topsoil. And they will dig down 50, 60 feet. I don't know how deep they'll go. And we're very concerned about what this will do to the water and the topsoil and the land and the air from the dust and the fumes of the exhaust from the equipment and the water table and Spring Creek.
At this location, what we have here is the Hartselle Sandstone outcropping. Some of these hard rocks, like the one up on the ridge there, are water aquifers deeper down in the basin. I consider these rocks to have a fatal flaw that Mother Nature gave them, which is to put the aquifer rocks and the hydrocarbon-filled rocks right together in the same bundle so that you can't disturb one without disturbing the other as well. What the companies have done is that they have drilled about 2,700 wells. That material had been stabilized for hundreds of years and thousands of years, but as you punch fresh new holes and you make fresh new excavations in the material, you risk, and it's a very, very real risk, you risk having flowable hydrocarbon material move into those water aquifers. These aromatic hydrocarbons are well proved to be cancer-causing. And that cancer-causing material, I'm certain, is now moving into the aquifers that people use in the area south of this outcrop area that you see here before you.
This mountain laurel is growing on a west-facing slope on no soil at all. It's able to live just on the water that's trickling through that rock. Shows you how porous the sandstone is. It's like a big sponge that's able to keep that plant alive on a west-facing slope. That land, if it's mined, will never be what you're seeing right here, which is what Hartselle sandstone looks like in an undisturbed state. Mm-hmm. I spend a lot of time down in the coal mines, down in the Warrior Basin to the south of here, and there's no land, no coal mine that's been reclaimed that is anywhere near like it was before. So that's that's a pipe dream.
Y'all are crowded in here, ladies. Good morning. A few years ago, 2012, I decided that because of all the resources we had here, this would be the perfect place to build a showcase for sustainable farming. We've always talked about having hiking trails, sort of a nature preserve. So we're here and we're not bothering anybody. And what's happening is a company with some of its affiliates are buying up land all around us, and they're going to impose their economic development plans on the rest of us, because what they're going to do is going to have implications.
The property that attaches to our property, it actually has a permit on it for a tar sand separation facility. They have a permit for 36 parts per million of ammonia to be discharged every day. At 0.25 parts per million, gill damage starts happening with fish.
No, the cow left it when it died!
This tar sands processing plant will discharge directly into my creek where my children play and my cows drink. I was standing there and I asked them where, how is this discharge going to be diluted before it hits my property? And Adam basically said, Mr. Kitchens actually of Adam, he said that it would be diluted once it hit the streams. And I said, well, there's no dilution before it hits my property? And he didn't really have an answer for me.
I have a goldfish, and he's beautiful. He takes the water out of our drinkings, out of our sink, which comes from underground. Well, and if any of this chemical stuff gets in there, his gills are gonna get infected. And that's not good, because, well, I just understand that this is bad for all this nature around us. And we're animals too. And we drink this water. And we need this water.
My grandmother Martin had this saying, to hear the coyotes holler on a moonlit night can make me sleep so sound. There's a line in Gone with the Wind where Scarlett O'Hara's father is telling her, she said she didn't care about Tara and she didn't want to live there anymore, and the sun is fading into the distance, and he says, always remember, Katie Scarlett, land is the only thing that matters. It's the only thing worth dying for and fighting for. Here, to me, that's what I feel like. I mean, this is the place that I have to fight for, because this is my home. And I can't see it destroyed. I don't want to move. I want to come back here and live. I don't want to have to move. And people can't live when the air is polluted and the water is toxic or unusable or too much of a risk. I don't think that we should have to incur health hazards so a corporation can make a profit. That is just not right.